Welcome back to our show. My name is Charles. I'm with TV Toastmasters. We invite you. Today on the show we have Erika Aleman. She's here to talk about elevated family. Elevated family. Erika, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to have you. Last time we saw each other was at the Elevated Family event.
Networking event.
Networking event, very nice. And it's good to see you in person. You did a great job as far as speaking, and quite impressed with you and your background. That's why we have you here on the show to share more about Elevated Family and what you're doing.
Well, I thank you for giving us a platform to be able to elaborate on what we're doing in the community, so thank you so much.
For sure. Yeah. So who is Erika?
Well...
Yeah, I want to hear your story, your background, your life, where you're from.
Okay.
And what do you do for a living, by the way?
Okay. Well, I'm a local, so I was born in Portland, actually here at Emmanuel Hospital, but I grew up in Woodburn, so it's a little town, call it Little Mexico.
Really?
Yes, because there's all Latinos there.
Yeah,
if you're not
a
Latino, then you're the minority. Yeah, for a living, I'm an HR director, and I'm the co-founder of Elevated Family Miriam Group, and we've been doing that for about 7 years, and it's going well, and I love it. I love being able to work in the community and make a positive difference.
Good, good. Let's cover that. Let's cover Elevated Family. What is, would you say, the main focus? What is your role with the group, and how you're helping families and communities for the most part?
So our mission and our goal in Elevated Family, really the name itself is kind of self-explanatory. So our mission is to elevate families within the community, specifically the Latino community, African American community, but also it's just not limited to that. I would say people of color in general, whether it be the Native American community, whether it be Asian community. We really just want to have those families embrace their cultures and elevate their families in all aspects, whether it be talking about topics that are not so easy to talk about, that people don't like to talk about, that's uncomfortable, like family abuse, domestic violence, poverty, issues that we have within our youth. Those are things that we really we have and we want to continue to touch on within our community. So the purpose is just to elevate families and encourage people to make a difference in their own families and elevate their own families so that we can continue to make a positive impact in the community.
Yeah, it's good to hear all that good stuff, and I'm sure you're doing a lot of good work. Are there any stories of how you've actually helped families in the community that you like to share now?
Sure. I mean, so that's kind of like an ongoing thing, and that's what I love about what Elevated Family does, is because we always jump on opportunities, whether it be we find out that there's a family in need of some kind of support, then we are really involved in that. So I would say Stephanie, Linda, and I are very involved in our communities that surround us. And I'm sorry, ask the question again. Yeah,
I was just, any stories where you've actually helped out individuals and elevated them, actually, is what I was alluding to.
Sure. So we do a lot of trainings with advocates. We do a lot of trainings with social workers, DHS workers, to help them reach those specific communities in the Portland metro area. I have done a lot of work in the Villa, which is now called New Columbia. So I definitely have like a soft spot for that area, and that's why we have just opened up an office. It's going to be opened up at the end of September.
Very nice.
Here off of MLK, so we're really excited about that because this is the area that we want to target. And I did a lot of youth mentorship there, and so that's something that I will continue to do. And when I say youth mentorship, I mean kind of bridging the gap between school and home, because the education doesn't just end after school. It really just has to continue. And there are certain things that, especially if you come from an ethnic background or a different culture, you really don't. You have to learn a lot from your own culture and your own family, and so the learning doesn't just stop. So being that bridging that gap is really important for us, and that's what we will continue to do.
Good. Yeah. Appreciate that. You covered at the Elevated Family event a few concepts or ideas or things related to boundaries. I want to cover that.
Yeah.
You covered boundaries with your son, and also some ideas about misconceptions about culture that may have been dated. So I want to hear more so about at least the boundaries, and then also about misconceptions about what's appropriate for your community and vice versa.
Okay, so I think I've mentioned this before, but the concept that we really base a lot of what we do off of is the chitlins effect. So the chitlins effect is a concept that Stephanie, my business partner Stephanie Roche, she started, which is basically embracing your culture and then identifying unhealthy things, unsafe things. And so, for example, it isn't spanking. That's not showing love all the time. Disciplining, yes, that's needed, but if we're spanking you to the point where you can't walk, that's not acceptable. I mean, a lot of the trainings that I was telling you that we do, we show a video clip where there's somebody interviewing everybody, like, hey, what's the biggest discipline that you've received? And every Latino was like, well, the chancla. We got spanked with the chancla. And you laugh because you're familiar with the Latino community. So everybody laughs about it, but actually it was like it's a traumatic thing. And then when they interview like African Americans or different cultures, they say, oh, well, we had to go get our twitch that we would get beat with. But we laughed about it, and it's almost like it's a coping mechanism. We had to laugh about it, but those are so unhealthy things, and they lead into other things, right? Abuse is not a part of your culture. Machismo-ism isn't part of your culture. So my son's Afro-Latino. It's not going to be acceptable for him to treat a woman a certain way. Like, I will make sure of that. And I'm not saying I love my culture. I always say that because I do. There's so many positive things about our culture, but there's also some unhealthy concepts. Like, as a man, it doesn't mean that, the woman is supposed to, bow down to you and do everything for you. Thankfully enough in my family. They're not.
Oh, okay, so go ahead.
I better get my chancla. You better stop.
Sorry. I know about the chancla because half my family's of Latin descent. My daughter is Afro-Latina, so I hear some stories about the chancla. So be aware of that. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, I just think that that's something really important that we try to highlight. There are certain things that are not your culture. The reason we talk about chitlins is because it's such an unhealthy thing to eat, but we spice it up, we cook it. However, Latinos cook it a different way than African Americans and than different cultures. But then we serve it on Sunday dinner and we call it part of our culture, but it's not part of our culture. The history behind it is so much deeper than that. And so we use that concept to go deeper into our culture, to go deeper into why we do the things that we do. Why don't we talk about mental health? Why is it that in my specific culture, also an African American culture, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's always what happens at home stays at home. Okay. And that's such an unhealthy thing. You as a parent, I'm sure that you would want your daughter to talk to you about stuff that happens if she experiences something that hurt her or was traumatic. But growing up, it was like, no, you don't talk about anything that happens, and dare call the cops. Yeah. So those kind of things we really want to shed light on and encourage people to know the difference. Love your culture, embrace that, but also find the balance. Like, there's some things that I would like to change in my family and upcoming generations. That is why I'm so passionate about working with youth, because I feel like that's a generation where we really have to turn a new leaf in and talk about those things. Good.
Because, one of the misconceptions is that all African Americans like chitlins.
Yeah.
I've not had chitlins before, so I don't know.
Okay.
Do you cook chitlins?
So we call it tripas.
Tripas? Okay.
But it's the same thing. We fry it up, serve it with tacos, and I don't like them either.
Oh, well, I never had them. So
if
I was gonna say, if you know how to cook them, I'd like to.
No, I don't like them.
Yeah, you don't like them?
No,
okay.
But I guess the history behind it, even backdating to slavery, they didn't throw anything away.
Yeah.
As far as Latino culture, like, my grandma worked in the fields most of her life, and so they didn't throw anything away. So it was, we're going to cook everything out of survival because we don't throw anything away because this is all we have, right? But those things are unhealthy. So as times have changed, it's important for us to also change how we are raising our children, what the standards are, acknowledging what isn't healthy for you, and then don't put that stamp of approval that's saying this is our culture. We eat this way because it's our culture. We treat our women this way because it's our culture. We discipline our children this way because it's our culture. No, along with that, if you really want to look at statistics within these different cultures, suicide rate is very high, mental illness is very high, but those things might be reported, but how many of people, Latino men and women, are going to seek help? Not very many, because we don't talk about those things. We were trained and taught that, hey, in our we don't talk about that.
Yeah. Well, good. All good stuff. Because that's a good point, too, because I don't eat pork only because I feel it's unhealthy. We need to have somebody on here about health, too. That would be great.
We do.
One last thing. How do we stay in contact with you?
Okay, so we have a Facebook page. A lot of people get a hold of us via Facebook to give trainings, but also we have our Gmail account, which is the elevatedfamily@gmail. So those are the two ways that people can get in touch with us.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
Great. Nice to have you here.
Yes.
Well, you heard Erika, her story, her life, how she's helping out the community. We want to thank her for coming to the show. We want to thank you for watching the show. Have an awesome, awesome day.
I joined Toastmasters to improve my speaking, listening, communication, and leadership skills.
Toastmasters gave me
incredible confidence,
confidence,
great listening skills,
poise,
great leadership skills,
the ability to speak in public,
strength, a captive audience,
quality feedback from the more experienced Toastmasters.
Toastmasters really helped me improve my listening skills,
sales skills,
opportunities to go to different groups and widen my whole horizon.
Toastmasters has given me a more focused me, and I'm a much better listener. Toastmasters is fulfilling.
It's a great place to fail your way to success.
Wonderful way to meet people.
networking,
Strength. It's addictive.
It's a club of self-improvement.
It's an experience, it's a ride that you won't forget, and you'll enjoy it every step of the way.
Toastmasters helped me land a kick-butt job.
I sang at one of my table topic speeches, and people liked it and applauded.
My business is doing great, and I'm very, very grateful to Toastmasters.
It's been a great experience for me.
Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for giving me so much confidence.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for everything.
Welcome to an opportunity to take the next step of your professional speaking journey. I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you ever wished you were a star in a television show? Or at an event where the media is interviewing bystanders and you are wanting to be picked to give your opinion of the event? Or even in the smallest sense, you're at a sports game and secretly hope that your smiling face would appear on that big jumbo screen TV? But the jumbo screen always finds the fans with the painted faces. And you think to yourself, maybe next time. Well, what if I can offer you a chance to be on TV? Would you take it? That is what I want to offer you now. I'm Dottie Love, Associate TV Producer and Director. Toastmasters International is one of the largest organizations whose mission is to help improve your speaking skills. And District 7 is expanding your opportunities to do speaking via television. We have 4 fully equipped television studios and TV Toastmaster broadcasts to over 500,000 homes, plus a YouTube channel. Who knew? We want to invite you to take advantage of using media and television, either in front or behind the scenes. Let me share a few options that you have. First, you can be a guest on a show. Highlight your business or hobby or your community interest. Anything you're passionate about. Be a featured guest. Secondly, you can train to be a host on an ongoing TV segment. We will train you for that. Third, what about creating your own talk show? We will train you and for that as well, and give you access to a community media studio to do just that. Or lastly, be behind the scenes, either running a camera or editing shows. You decide which avenue is best for you, and our TV Toastmasters team will help you to navigate to get the most out of your media experience. Personally, I've done them all. I started as a guest, went to hosting, up to directing my own TV show. I don't tell you this to impress you. I tell you this to impress upon you that your personal growth with Toastmasters is directly related to what you take advantage of. And I encourage you to be bold in looking for opportunities to stretch and grow. If this intrigues you, or if you have club members who you think that might be interested in this, please contact us here at TV Toastmasters. I'm Dottie Love, and you can reach me or any of us in the TV Toastmasters family at the contact information at the bottom of the screen. You can also find us on the web. Our website is 7512.toastmastersclub.org.
Hi, I'm Deb Hart. I'd just like to share with you how appreciative I am of being able to be a TV Toastmaster host. I get to share stories within the community, have people come on the show and educate the viewers, and talk about a subject that I'm very familiar with, and that's health. I encourage you to come aboard and be a part of our TV Toastmasters Host Club. It's fun. You'll have a good time.
Have a story that others need to hear? Seeking an audience for your message? Have an experience that can transform the lives of others? Practice your message and perfect its delivery in a TV studio while creating content for regional, national, and international exposure. That's right, get seen by an ever-increasing audience. Visit TV Toastmasters.
Ken Coombs here, speaking about TV Toastmasters. As an area director, I see more value in that venue than perhaps some of you do, so I want to share that. Providing a televised voice for District 7, its clubs, and their members not only gives people a chance to come here and get a project ticked off that says speak on television, it gives contestants in an area contest or a division or a district contest at least a chance to come and practice and see what they look like. It gives people a chance to share an important message with the district, whatever that might be. So consider your next speech perhaps being on television. Not your 15 minutes of fame, but your chance to reach a broader audience.
Hi, I'm Eric Bergman. As a member of TV Toastmasters, I get to learn all about video production, running a TV show. Plus, I get to be on camera interviewing really fascinating Toastmasters who share their stories about their hobbies, their activities, and how they benefit our community. I also get to bring in members of my home Toastmasters club. We toasted in Lake Oswego. They get to tell their stories and build their communication skills. We're bringing a voice for District 7 Toastmasters here in Oregon and Southwest Washington to a TV audience. And TV Toastmasters is a great way to learn how to spread your message and share your stories with a wider audience.
My name is Charles Shambry. I'm on to TV Toastmasters as an associate producer. I've been involved with the Portland, Salem, Beaverton, Oregon City locations for TV Toastmasters. TV Toastmasters has enhanced my ability to speak in front of a room. Not only that, but it's also enhanced my ability to speak in front of a TV audience.
As part of TV Toastmasters, I am helping to fulfill a mission to be the voice of various clubs around District 7 in Toastmasters International. My home club is New Horizons Toastmasters, but I'm also part of this club because I believe in the mission. I believe that Toastmasters has a real, true opportunity for many people to help improve their lives, to improve their personal lives, to improve their interpersonal skills. I truly am grateful to be able to participate to help New Horizons and other Toastmasters find their voice through TV Toastmasters that is broadcast through the greater Portland area and Salem area. I look forward to more opportunities to be the voice and to be the conduit of the voice of many other clubs and many other members of Toastmasters as I continue my participation in TV Toastmasters.
Hello, my name is Beth Genley, and I am this year Vice President for Education for Toastmasters for Speaking Professionals, which is a club that I love. Through that club, I became acquainted with TV Toastmasters. I got interviewed here a few times and began to learn how to speak to a camera and how different that is from speaking to a group, how to connect with an audience that I can't see, and how to stay focused on a camera that is not talking back to me or smiling. After I did that a few times, I was invited to become an associate producer here, and now I'm bringing people from my club and other interesting people to TV Toastmasters each month and finding out wonderful stories and fantastic individuals who are contributing a great deal to our community. It's been a great ride. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next year will bring as TV Toastmasters continues to be the voice for District 7.
Hello, my name is John Rodkey. I'm the Program Quality Director for District 7 Toastmasters. In my role as a district officer, I get the awesome opportunity to help people grow and become as competent of communicators and as effective as leaders as possible. With that, I get to support a plethora of clubs within our district. Today, I get the opportunity to be present with TV Toastmasters, and they are televising the voice of our district, the voice of District 7. Thank you for having me here.